welcome to my live broadcast this evening, this morning, this afternoon, this night, depending on where you are. The continuation of dismantling Nigeria continue. We continue dismantling, disintegrating, and getting freedom for Biafra and creating awareness for Biafra freedom. Today, you are watching my late night broadcast, 13th of April 2020. This is my second live broadcast today. The first live broadcast was in the midnight or early in the morning around 2. I finished around 2 a.m. today, and I have come again this evening. As our enemies are not sleeping, we are not sleeping as well. The so-called president has just given a doctored and recorded video speech to Nigerians. What a shame. It is really very shameful that Nigeria is the only country in the entire globe where the presidents are addressing Nigerians like robots. Nigeria is the only country in the entire globe that the president, that they accepted a president or presidency that addresses them like robot. Robot is the only thing that you will program, and you can program robots, and robot can address and can carry out a certain task. That is what Nigeria has become. Nigeria has become a country that has a robotic president. A robotic president that can no longer come to address the country live like every other country. Now, I'm not even talking about Europe. Like every other African country, it is now the record and the play. It is now record and play. They record the video and they play it on national television. What a shame. Of over 200 million people with thousands and thousands of professors will sit and allow robots to be ruling you. What a shame. It is very shameful. Nigeria, of course, and that is what we are praying for. And that is what we have worked for. And it is finally happening. That Nigeria no longer have president. What you have now is audio president, video president, president that will be recorded on video, edited the video, and then after that, they will come and play the video on national television, and nobody is protesting, nobody is asking questions. All the activists in Nigeria has suddenly turned to dumb. They have become mute. Nobody is talking. You can hear even the governor, the president of Ghana addressing the nation, giving 3 months of free water, free electricity, and what have you. Your president has come to single out certain people. He said few million, additional millions of Nigeria, that the program they are doing will be extended to additional few millions of Nigerians. When Ghanaians are given 3 months free water, 3 months electricity, subsidizing electricity for companies, this robotic president, this Sudanese, because, you know, we are joining the League of Sudanese. You know, the point is that you cannot dispute the claim by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can't dispute the claim. The claim coming from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that this man is from Sudan. You know why? You know why? You cannot dispute that until you prove him wrong. It is not about making video from Aso Rock. You have to prove that Nnamdi Kanu is wrong. You have to prove that he's wrong. And do you know the ways to prove him wrong? The ways to prove him wrong is, we are not even talking about DNA. DNA is even very far. The way to prove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrong, that this man is either Buhari or not Buhari, is by organizing national debate on national television. Live debate on national television. Let this man come and address Nigerians. As a Nigerian, he is. As Buhari, you claim that he is. Let him come and address Nigerians live. That is one of the way that is the only way, or one of the way, you can now dispute the claim from Nnamdi Kanu. Apart from that, that claim remains fact and factual, that this man is not Buhari. How can a man who have campaigned in Nigeria soil in 2019, in 2018, in 2015, no longer can talk live to Nigerians? And you think that, and even before the campaign, he never appeared anywhere to address Nigerians. One time they attempted it during the debate. They attempted to bring him to face Nigerians. He was asking Osinbajo, what did they say? What did they say? What were they talking about? The moderator was telling Osinbajo to leave him alone. He can answer by himself. And Nigerians are not talking. Whether Fulanis have used charm and voodoo to hypnotize Nigeria, especially because they are not the voodoo is not working on Biafrans. That I can assure everyone. But whether the voodoo is working on Nigerians, it is something to be researched about. Because this is not normal. It is not normal. You cannot tell me that this is going on in Nigeria. This man can, the whole presidency tied Nigerians and nobody is talking. You cannot address Nigeria live so that Nigeria can ask you questions. You will record a video and come and play the video to Nigerians. Now, like I said, those of you who will be laughing and mocking, for example, when I posted a picture now, I posted a picture showing you that this president now is taller. The one that, at least today, he is taller. And people will be laughing. Oh, you are now tired. President have addressed Nigeria. He's not in Cuba again. And now you are tired. You know, I want to show you something. You see this man. You see this one. You see this man called Eric Joyce, the ex-British lawmaker. You see this man. This man told you that Buhari is dead. And this was published on May 26th, 2017. This man told you that Buhari is dead. And he still maintained that Buhari is dead until the issues he raised in this article is addressed. Until you address the claim this man raised in this article. He continued to maintain that Buhari is dead. Let us go through what he said. His own line of argument. Why this man believed that the person ruling Nigeria now is not Buhari. This is Daily Post. Why I said President Buhari is dead. Ex-British lawmaker, Eric Joyce. Let us see why he said so. This man, the controversial ex-lawmaker Eric Joyce, has given his reason why he believes President Muhammad Buhari is dead. Recall that Mr. Joyce has been recently active concerning the health status of Buhari. This was in 2017. He had, in some of his Twitter posts, suggested that the president, who has been away to the United Kingdom for Medicare, has died. In his latest post on Friday morning, the ex-British soldier gave what he called the reasons the truth about Buhari is being kept away from Nigerians. He wrote, via @Eric Joyce, his Twitter handle, Nigeria President Muhammad Buhari was last seen by people other than his own staff in early May. According to his staff, he handed over coordinating power to his vice president, Yemi Osinbajo, and headed to London for medical treatment. Shortly beforehand, he had returned from around 2 months in London, also apparently receiving medical treatment there. His staff now say that he will soon return to Nigeria, but he may then return shortly thereafter to London for more medical treatment. For 3 weeks, the presidency has failed to prove any evidence that Mr. Buhari is still with us in London. Are you following? There has been no detail at all about Mr. Buhari's condition. Just like there is no detail about Abba Kairi's condition. Every other country, they are the staffs, the employee of the government who live on public funds. Their information about their condition on this coronavirus is public. But Abba Kairi is not public. Probably they are busy working on the mask and working on another imposter coming to act as Abba Kairi. Because if they can do it on Buhari, Abba Kairi can do it on himself. Now listen. There has been no detail at all about Mr. Buhari's condition. Photographs. It is about photographs. It has been about photographs. Since Buhari in London, Nigeria has been governed and ruled by photograph. Photo of Buhari. Now it is not photo anymore. They have now upgraded to video. Video is now the one that is ruling Nigeria. It is video shopping, photo shopping, and video shopping. The spokesperson of the presidency, Garba Shehu, we call it photo ops. Photo ops. He calls it photo ops. And it is no longer photo ops. It is now video ops, according to Garba Shehu. Now, let us continue reading this. Photographs, obviously historical ones, depicting Mr. Buhari apparently in rude health, have been provided to media outlets in Nigeria. This is Eric Joyce writing, not me. This is on Daily Post. Some Nigerian outlets have provided largely nonsensical quotes from inside the London High Commission, where they claim Mr. Buhari is recuperating. Now, Nigeria is a vibrant, growing, and increasingly powerful democracy. The transition of power between Mr. Buhari and his predecessor, Goodluck Jonathan, was exemplary. Indeed, it was of historical importance for the whole of Africa. There is only one course of action for democracy when a president becomes ill or dies. Officials must brief the public on the medical condition of the president, and if it does not seem that he is likely to be able to continue the role of, then power must pass formally to the vice president. The present state of play is having the effect of suggesting that nothing has changed in Nigeria. And actually, this is not correct. Things have changed, and Nigeria democracy is all the better for it. There is contested politics now, but that cut both ways. The APC must not now resort to old ways that the party was created to consign to the past. There are only small number of alternatives. In respect of the present scenario, first, Mr. Buhari is recuperating and will resume his role. Now, if this is the case, then why is not presenting himself on camera? This man is former British lawmaker, and the question he was asking in 2017 is beginning to make sense in 2020. After 3 years. After 3 years, that question has become the order of the day. The question is this. The question is this. If this is the case, then why is not presenting himself on camera to his people? That is number one question. This question was asked by Eric Joyce in 2017. And that question now has become the question of the day in Nigeria. 2. Second, Mr. Buhari has passed on. This is coming from a ex-British lawmaker, Eric Joyce. He claimed that Buhari have died. If you are doubting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's claim that Buhari have died, from what is happening now, that this man can no longer talk live to Nigerians, he has adapted exactly what this man was explaining and asking question. This question was to Nigerians and to the public. If you say that Buhari is still alive, why is he not addressing his people? Why is he not addressing Nigerians that he is ruling live on camera? Why is he now being recorded and being played to Nigeria? Why? Nobody knows what is going on during the time of recording this speech. Nobody knows how many hours it took them to record the speech. Nobody knows the day the speech was recorded. It only comes today to play. And when you listen to Buhari's speech, he said this lockdown, the continual lockdown, take effectively on Monday, 13th of April 2020, meaning the video was not recorded today. Because if the video was recorded today, the person standing as Buhari, even recorded, will tell you this thing starts in effective from today, 13th of April 2020, and not effective from Monday, 13th of April 2020. Are you following? I'm going to play the clip where he said, effective from Monday, which means the video was not even recorded today. They played it today. After they must have edited and edited and edited, they played it today. Now, this is the ex-British lawmaker saying that Buhari have died. And he is telling you, if you say that Buhari have not died, address these issues I am raising in this article. In 2017. Now, Biafrans are those of you who comes to my page to laugh at our own reasoning. That, oh, you say Buhari is dead. The president have now come to address Nigerians. Before you come to laugh at this our own reasoning, that this man is not Buhari, you must be able to address the issues that are being raised in this article. You must be able to answer the questions that we are now posing to you and to the presidency. Why can't your president address Nigerians live, conduct a press conference like his ministers are doing, and allow journalists to ask questions? If you say that he is your president, because the Buhari we know can stand and answer question, even if the answer is wrong, like it has always been wrong. He will stand and answer the question. He don't care whether the answer is wrong or right or correct. Now, we are challenging you. If you say that this man is Buhari, let him come live and address Nigerians. And let pressmen ask him question. Like they used to ask the Buhari we know. That is our own challenge to you. Since you come to our page and start laughing and mocking that, even you that don't even know anything. If you say that this is your Buhari, start a campaign and challenge the presidency to bring him and let him address Nigeria live. Let Nigeria journalists ask him question and let him answer. We don't even care if the answer is correct or wrong, but let him answer question, because the Buhari we know does that. Now, continue reading. This man say, second, Mr. Buhari has passed on. However, no death certificate appear to have been issued because, according to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he was buried in Saudi Arabia. And nobody has ever come to dispute that fact. Third, remember, there is one thing, there is so many questions that are being raised. And there are issues that you must address before you can tell us that Buhari is still alive. Even if he is alive, even if this man is Buhari, even if this man is Buhari and he has lost all his brain and has lost memory and nothing is working, even if it is like that, there are issues you must address. And if that issues are not addressed, we will continue to regard him and call him Jibril. Those issues are this. Let me start from here. If this is the case, if you say that this man is Buhari, then why is he not presenting himself on camera to his people? Why is he not presenting himself on camera to Nigerians and allow pressmen to ask questions like they are doing to his ministers and his cabinet? This man continued to say that second, Buhari has passed on. Now, however, no death certificate appear to have been issued. Third, Mr. Buhari officials are allowing the impression to be created that he may have passed on in order to produce him frail but alive, as they did a month or so ago. So now, like I said, if you say that this is Buhari, you continue to create the impression to us and to other Nigerians that Buhari have died. You continue to create the impression that he has actually died by not allowing him to come publicly and live to address Nigeria. If you do not allow Buhari to come to address Nigerians and have a press conference, you are creating the impression for us to continue to believe Nnamdi Kanu. Is that making sense? If you don't want us to believe the leader, the greatest leader of Biafra agitation alive, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you don't want us to believe him, why are you continue to create the impression that Buhari is dead? Why must you continue to create the impression that he is dead? Why must you continue to give us the reason to believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? You are giving us the reason to believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by not allowing Buhari to come publicly and address Nigerians live. You are giving us the reason to continue to believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when you cannot allow journalists to go freely and interview the president and ask him questions live. You continue to give us the impression to believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that Buhari is dead by making photoshops of his picture and sharing it, trying to prove that Buhari is in Aso Rock. You will continue to give us the impression to believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu even more that this man is Jibril from Sudan, when the spokesman of the presidency, when the media aide to the presidency will rather choose to share the picture, old picture of the president meeting with the vice president and claim that the meeting happened yesterday, instead of sharing the original picture of that yesterday that they took with the presidency or with the president. Why must you share old picture in today's meeting? Why? Why must Femi Adesina share old picture of Buhari meeting Osinbajo in today's meeting, telling Nigeria that the president just met the vice president? Why must the vice president of Nigeria Facebook page share the picture of the president meeting with the vice president and the pictures are different? Why must you share different pictures? Why can't you take the same picture when the man was meeting with the president and share it? Why must you go and get another picture and share? You are creating the impression that we must continue to believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that president is dead. And until you begin to address this issue we are raising now, we will continue to believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And as it is, you can't prove us wrong. As it is, you can never address this issue, because that will be the end of Nigeria. That will be the beginning of the scam, the exposition of the scam, the biggest fraud in human history. You cannot address this issue we are challenging you with now. You cannot address it. We will start by asking you to present Buhari to Nigeria live. Let Nigeria see Buhari and ask him questions like other presidents are doing in other countries. That is all we are asking you to do, so that you will prove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrong. If you don't do that, we will continue to believe that Buhari is dead. And we will continue to believe that this man in the Aso Rock is Jibril from Sudan. Now, let us continue to read what the ex-lawmaker, the British ex-lawmaker, said about the death of Buhari. Now, this in turn, like he said, third, Mr. Buhari officials are allowing the impression to be created. He said that the Buhari, Oba Kayere, Adesina, Garuba Shehu, all of them are allowing this impression to be created that Buhari is dead. Can they address this impression that they are creating, so that we will continue to, we will either stop believing that this is Jibril, or we will continue to believe that this is Jibril from Sudan? He may pass on in order to produce him frail but alive, as they did a month ago or so. This is in turn may provide more time to manage the succession when and if he does pass on by making report of his death, then less credible. Now, finally, Mr. Buhari may be so incapacitated as to be unable to resume his role in office as president. Actual death in these circumstances is, in respect of a president role, academic, machine can give the appearance of a life preserved even though there is no real living and certainly no governing going on. You see, this I am asking all Nigerians to go and read this thing that I'm showing here on Daily Post. It was published in 2017. I want every Nigerian to go and read this on Daily Post so that you will understand what is going on in Nigeria. This man is saying, even if Buhari is alive, he has become incapacitated. But this is all contemplating. It left for the president now the presidency to prove a point and let them stop creating the impression that Buhari is dead, because they are creating the impression and the ball is in their court. They hold the yam and they hold the knife. So they are creating the impression that Buhari is dead, and they are making us to continue to believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are challenging them to stop creating this impression by allowing the president to come and address Nigerians and allow press conference. This is one of the reasons, one of the way to counter this impression that they have created for many years. Now, at present, a murky combination of the last two possibilities above seem most likely. In other words, officials and those in the know are making behind the scene to organize a succession. And this man was contemplating on all this possibility in 2017. And he was contemplating on all this. Finally, it was not even succession like he was contemplating and thinking on. It was rather what we call double. Buhari's double. Now, this may seem to make sense more from an administrative point of view, but it is profoundly undemocratic. The point of Nigeria's complex system of electing president and administration is to ensure that the Nigerian people openly choose a workable and representative government. This is opposite from what appears to be going on at present. At present, Nigeria. This is a foreigner telling you what is going on in Nigeria. Of course, it is unfortunate that the second time in succession, a northern Muslim seems certain to be replaced as president by his southern Christian deputy. But that is democracy. Perhaps Nigerian democracy is not able to navigate this new crisis. It is certainly true that foreign countries are much more interested in the stability of the northern and the continuation of Nigeria as a single polity than to existence of a Nigerian democracy of itself. In the end, though, it is for Nigerians to choose if they wish to remain a democracy. One clear criteria for the latter is that you have a right to know if your president is still alive, and if he is, that he's still able to govern. You see? And this whole article makes a lot of sense. That Nigerians in all, should be able to know whether their president is alive. And if the president is alive, Nigeria should be able to know whether the president is fit to govern. And in all these things that I have just read to you, nobody has ever asked question except Biafrans. Except Biafrans. And Biafrans has taken it upon themselves. If you say that this is Buhari, come and prove them wrong. And Nigeria government is yet to do that. And they will never do that. Because this man, these two speeches that he gave for this coronavirus has exposed a lot of things. Now, and I want to play to you the clip. I'm not going to play all of them. I'm not going to play all of them.
And account our healthcare workers are being introduced, which we will announce in the coming weeks. As a nation, we are on the right track to win the fight against COVID-19. However, I remain concerned about the increase in number of confirmed cases and deaths being reported across the world and in Nigeria especially. On 30th March 2020, when we started our lockdown.
What I want to tell you today is that when you look at this man standing here, when you look at this man, one moment, when you look at the coat of arms, you see the coat of arms. When you look at the coat of arms, you look at the head. The head is just almost at the neck of the horse. I don't know how they positioned the camera, how the camera ended up, now when you look at this one, this is for today. When you look at this one,
has been monitoring the situation.
When you look at the head,
responses adopted by other.
When you look at the head, you find out that the head is at the middle, almost at the middle of the coat of arms. And today on, this is today on, the head is above the middle of the coat of arms. Did you see any difference? Now, when you look at the shoulder today is larger. Of course, he can put pad. He can put shoulder pad. That is not, anybody can decide to put shoulder pad today and tomorrow he don't put a shoulder pad. But the question I am asking Nigerians now is he standing on top of something, or is he wearing a high heel shoe? Or is it the camera that they put the camera down today? And if you put the camera down, you can never get his face. Like when the camera, they zoom the camera cannot get his face straight away. So something must be very mystical here. Of course, people think this is not a serious concern. This is a serious concern, because are you telling me that they have moved the coat of arms downward, or did they move it upward in this place? So we're, and this coat of arms don't look like something that have been moved from 29th of March during the presidential press. So now, why is he taller? Why is he taller today? Why is he taller?
In conforming with medical and scientific advice,
why is this man taller today? Is he wearing something or standing on something? Look at the head. Look at the height of the head. Look at the coat of arms. The head now and the cap is above the middle of the coat of arm. And when you look at him here on the 29th, no, it is not the cap. The cap is not taller. Look at, even this cap is taller. Even the cap on the 29th of March is taller than this cap, today's cap. This cap is shorter, in width. And when you look at in the height, when you look at the cap here, this cap here is even more taller. Now the question is, why is his head on the 29th of March not above the middle of the coat of arms?
Disease control was one of the 10 global health leaders.
This is a question I want everybody to ask, and this is what I want every Nigerians to look at. Why is he taller today and shorter in 29th of March 2020? Why? It's a question I want everybody to be asking. Ask yourself this question: why is he taller? And there is something I want you to know today. There is something I want you to know today. He said something very, very incriminating. Now, yes, very incriminating, especially when it comes to Bill Gates and his population control. Watch what he said.
Travel history, or those that came in contact with returnees from international trips, external factors on our country. However, the increase in the number of states with positive cases is alarming. The National Center for Disease Control has informed me that a large proportion of new infections are now occurring in our communities through person-to-person contacts. So we must pay attention to the danger of close contact between person to person. At this point, I will remind all Nigerians to continue to take responsibility for the recommended measures to prevent transmission, including maintaining physical distancing, good personal hygiene, and staying at home. In addition, I have signed the quarantine order in this regard and the additional regulations to provide clarity in respect of the control measures for the COVID-19 pandemic, which will be released soon. The public response to COVID-19 is built on our ability to detect, test, and admit cases, as well as trace all their contacts. While I note some appreciable progress, we can achieve a lot more. Today, the cessation of movement, physical distancing measures, and the prohibition of mass gatherings remain the most efficient and effective way of reducing the transmission of the virus. By sustaining these measures, combined with extensive testing and contact tracing, we can take control and limit the spread of the disease. Our approach to the virus remains in two steps. First, to protect the lives of our fellow Nigerians and residents living here, and second, to preserve the livelihoods of workers and business owners. With this in mind, and having carefully considered the briefings and report from the Presidential Task Force and the various options offered, it has become necessary to extend the current restriction of movement in Lagos and Ogun states, as well as the FCT, for another 14 days, effective from 11:59 p.m. on Monday, 13th of April, 2020.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He said that effective on Monday, 13th of April, 2020. So this was not even recorded today. Because if this was recorded today, he will say effective today, being Monday, 13th of April, 2020. So this was not recorded today. Listen to it again.
It has become necessary to extend the current restriction of movement in Lagos and Ogun states, as well as the FCT, for another 14 days, effective from 11:59 p.m. on Monday, 13th of April, 2020.
Did you hear that? Therefore, did you hear that? Effective from 11 p.m., 11:50 something p.m. on Monday, 13th April 2020. So it was not recorded today. They were working on it since weekend. Since weekend, they were recording this video since weekend, and they finally finished recording the video. That was why they wrote there on Monday, because they know it was not recorded today. So they wrote on Monday instead of the person to write today, being today, like for 13th of April, being today, or Monday, being today, 13th of April. He said on Monday. Listen to it again, because it was not recorded today.
Of movement in Lagos and Ogun states, as well as the FCT, for another 14 days, effective from 11:59 p.m. on Monday, 13th of April, 2020. And therefore, once again, asking you all to work with government in this fight. This is not a joke.
You see, when we are saying that this man is not Buhari, you are giving us the impression to say it. You are giving us the impression to believe. You are giving us the impression to doubt you. So prove us wrong. But that this is not, that this is Buhari, or that this is not Buhari. Because you are creating the impression for Nigerians to believe that this is not Buhari. You are creating the impression for the world to believe that this is not Buhari. And that is why they are not inviting him anywhere. They are not inviting him in G20 meeting. They are not inviting him anywhere again. Anywhere. They don't invite him in G8. They invited other African countries. They did not invite Buhari. This man called Buhari. So, you are creating the impression. Now, you have to come and clear the air by allowing him to address Nigerians live and address questions from journalists. Like we are saying, even if the answers is going to give to those questions are not correct, let him come and show himself as a president. That is all we ask. To prove us wrong, to clear the air from this impression you have created since how many years? Are you people going to do that? Are the presidency going to do that?
It is a matter of life and death. Mosques in Mecca and Medina.
He started by a certain mosque in Mecca and Medina. You see the Islamists? He started by referencing mosque in Mecca and Medina. Why didn't you say churches? Why didn't you say other places, other big places in the world are closing up? Why must you start from Saudi Arabia? Because Saudi Arabia is sponsoring him. Saudi Arabia is the biggest sponsor of what is going on, what this man is acting in Nigeria today. They are sponsored by Saudi Arabia. So he must put them first. He must put Saudi Arabia in reference. He must put them first before anything. So he has to start with Mecca and Medina, that they are closing up, because that is the people that is the mentorship is coming from Saudi Arabia.
Had been closed. The Pope celebrated Mass on an empty St. Peter's Square. The famous Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris held Easter Mass with less than 10 people. India, Italy, and France are in complete lockdown. Other countries are in the process of following suit. We cannot be lax. The previously issued guidelines on exempted services shall remain. This is a difficult decision to take, but I am convinced that this is the right decision. The evidence is clear. The repercussions of any premature end to the lockdown action is unimaginable. We must not lose the gains achieved thus far. We must not allow a rapid increase in community transmission. We must endure a little longer. I will therefore take this opportunity to urge you all to note for the relevant authorities if you or your loved ones develop any symptoms. I will also ask our healthcare professionals to redouble their efforts to identify all suspected cases, bring them into care, and prevent transmission to others. No country can afford the full impact of a sustained restriction of movement on its economy. I am fully aware of the great difficulties experienced, especially by those who earn a daily wage, such as traders, policies, during this difficult time. These relatives will be sustained. I have also directed of the few to the challenges posed by this unprecedented situation with gallantry, and I commend them. I urge them to continue to maintain utmost vigilance. Of our state governors has been particularly impressive, especially as we shall get over this pandemic. I must also thank the legislative arm of government for all their support and donations in this very difficult period. This collaboration is critical to the short and long-term success of all the measures that we have instituted in response to the pandemic. As a result of this pandemic, the world as we know it has changed.
Now, I want you to pay attention to what he is about to say. You see, this is the reason why we are shouting that no vaccine will be allowed in Biafra. And those of you in Biafra land, if anybody bring vaccine to inject you, if it is about dying there, allow them, let them kill you. But fight for self-defense. If they come with police, resist them. If they shoot you, if you get gun, shoot back for self-defense. If they bring machete, that they are coming with machete that you must be vaccinated in Biafra land, go inside your house, bring machete. If they attack you, defend yourself and attack back. You see what he's about to say now? What he's about to say now in this broadcast means that it is instruction coming from Bill Gates. What he's about to say now is an instruction. It means that this speech, this particular speech now, this one is about, what he's about to say now is what Brigade have sent to either Dangote or to one of the government officials, that they must start to reposition the mind of people in Africa, starting from Nigeria. Now, you may not notice this, but now I want to tell you. Now, watch what he's about to say now. Very, very important.
The way we interact with each other, conduct our businesses and trade, travel, educate our children, and earn our life.
The way we travel, the way we do business, the way we interact with our children, the way we educate,
livelihood will be different.
All these things will be different. Now, the question is, okay, let me allow him to finish. But what I want to tell you now is, you see what he said now? This is a script copied from Bill Gates. This is a script copied from Bill Gates. And for him, as a president of Nigeria, or acting as a president of Nigeria, to stand on podium, addressing Nigeria, and have said this from his mouth, it means Nigeria has been sold. And they are out to make sure they kill whoever ethnic group they are targeting. That is what is happening now. Now listen to him.
Ensure our economy adapts to this new reality. Change the way we interact with each other, conduct our businesses and trade, travel, educate our children, and earn our livelihood.
The way we travel, the way we do business, the way we train our children, and the normal livelihood
will be different. To ensure our economy adapts to this new reality, I am directing the Ministers of Industry, Trade and Investment, Communication and Digital Economy.
So now, who told him that the way of our life, the way we do things can no longer be the same? Who told him? Who is telling him that the way we live our life can never be the same? That is what he said here. Who told him? From which research? From which research told him, this Buhari or this Jubril, that our way of life can never remain the same? From where? Who told him that this coronavirus can never be defeated? When China who manufactured it are already moving on. Who told him that? Now I want you to, this is why I'm playing this video. Pay attention again. Who told him that our ways of life can never remain the same again? Who told him? It is what they have copied from Bill Gates. They are now selling to reposition the minds of people. And they started it in Nigeria. Now, listen to him again. Does Nigeria now have a research center or innovation center for them to research on what is going to happen, what the coronavirus is going to do to Nigeria or to the way of our life? That this man will come and stand in this podium to say our way of life can never remain the same. Now, watch him again.
Educate our children, all their support and donations in this very difficult period. This collaboration is critical to the short and long-term success of all the measures that we have instituted in response to the pandemic. As a result of this pandemic, the world as we know it has changed.
He said that the world as we know it have changed from Jubril.
The way we interact with each other, conduct our businesses.
The way we interact with each other, conduct our businesses.
And trade.
And trade.
Travel.
And travel.
Educate our children.
Educate our children.
And earn our livelihood will be different.
And all our livelihood will be different.
To ensure our economy adapts to this new reality, I am directing the Ministers of Industry, Trade and Investment, Communication and Digital Economy, Science and Technology,
Digital Economy,
Transportation, Aviation, Interior, Health, Works and Housing, Labor and Employment, and education to jointly develop a comprehensive policy for a Nigerian economy functioning with COVID-19. The ministers will be supported by the Presidential Economic Advisory Council and the Economic Sustainability Committee in executing this mandate. I am also directing the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, the National Security Advisor, the Vice Chairman, National Food Security Council, and the Chairman, Presidential Fertilizer Initiative, to work with the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 to ensure the impact of this pandemic on our 2020 farming season is minimized. Finally, I want to thank the members of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 for all their hard work so far. Indeed, the patriotism shown in your work is exemplary and highly commendable. Hello, Nigerians. I have no doubt that by working together and carefully following the rules, we shall get over this pandemic and emerge strong.
Now, you have all heard that. You have all heard that. Where did he get that impression that he can never remain the same again? It is a question for every Nigerian to ask. Where did this presidency get the impression that things can never remain the same again? Because in China, they have continued and they have moved on. And that is why the technicians are coming to Nigeria to install. Now, I want you to watch this. I want you to watch this. Remember, for those who are saying, oh, are we looking at the shoulders now? You cannot blame us. You are creating the impression. Tell the people, the artists, the makeup artists that are dressing him and wearing the face mask, that they should make it to be the same all the time. Because you cannot make it bigger today and tomorrow it is smaller. And next tomorrow it is bigger. And then the other day it is smaller. And you accept that we should just keep quiet and overlook that. We cannot overlook that. So don't say that we are looking at. We will look at shoulder. We will look at nose. We will look at the neck. Because you are creating that impression that this man is not Buhari. You are creating impression. And your impression cannot be lie. It is real. This man cannot be Buhari. If he is a Buhari, tell him to come and address Nigerians. That is what we are asking, nothing else. Prove us wrong. This is an expensive joke. Prove us wrong that you are dealing with Buhari and he is the president. Instead of coming to mock us that, yeah, you are shouting about shoulder. Did you not see it? Is the shoulder the same with the 29th of March shoulder? Or are you not seeing other president coming to address their country and they receive question and answer? Or are you not seeing ministers who are organizing and giving press briefing every day? Are they not human beings? Why can't he come and address Nigerians? Now, there is the coronavirus in Nigeria. You want to see what coronavirus look like, right? This is what coronavirus look like.
60, so with 60 doctors dying as a result of this coronavirus, would you put it down to them not being given the right equipment and protective gear?
I can talk about our experience in Liguria is regarding this issue was not actually a major issue in anesthesiology. You have to learn the secrets of the enemy, and that's why to identify different.
You see how the coronavirus center look like. You see how everybody is on ventilator. You see, are you seeing that? This is how what you are looking at now is how the coronavirus center look like.
Lung patterns.
Are you seeing that? This is how it looks like. This is the real coronavirus. This is the real corona. What you are looking at now is the real coronavirus patient. The real coronavirus patient.
we identified that there are not only lung problems, but also vascular problems. And this is not only a disease of the lung, but a disease that...
Are you seeing them? Are you seeing coronavirus patients? This is them. You see them lying. This is how they treat them. This is how they lie in the hospital. This is the real corona patient you are looking at.
May affect a different organ.
Did you see? Did you see that? This is a corona patient. This person you are looking at now.
So with 60 doctors dying as a result of this coronavirus, would you put it down to them not being given the right equipment and protective gear?
I can talk about our experience in Liguria is regarding this issue was not actually a major issue in anesthesiology and critical care. I think that most of the cases reported
now you have seen that, right?
Those physicians who are on the ground or not specifically related to anesthesiology and intensive care.
So tell us about the situation there in intensive care with you.
Now I want to show you Nigeria coronavirus. I want to show you Nigeria coronavirus, the isolation center. Okay, first of all, before I show you the Nigeria Coronavirus Center, I want you to listen to this doctor. I want you to listen to this doctor so that you will understand what coronavirus is all about. So that you will understand what coronavirus is all about. Be patient and listen to this doctor.
This is Dr. Cameron Kyle Seidel, ER and critical care doctor from New York City. 9 days ago, I opened an intensive care unit to care for the sickest COVID-positive patients in this city. In these 9 days, I have seen things I have never...
Sorry, Buhari system. Sorry about the Buhari system.
...never seen before. In treating these patients, I have witnessed medical phenomenon that just don't make...
Sorry about the Buhari system. I think they are fighting the system. I will fight them back in a minute.
This is Dr. Cameron Kyle Seidel, ER and critical care doctor from New York City. 9 days ago, I opened an intensive care unit to care for the sickest COVID-positive patients in this city. In these 9 days, I have...
One moment.
This is Dr. Cameron Kyle Seidel, ER and critical care doctor from New York City. 9 days ago, I opened an intensive care unit to care for the sickest COVID-positive patients in this city. In these 9 days, I have seen things I have never seen before. In treating these patients, I have witnessed medical phenomenon that just don't make sense in the context of treating a disease that is supposed to be a viral pneumonia. 9 days ago, I presumed I was opening an intensive care unit to treat patients with a virus causing a pneumonia that was ravaging lungs across the world, starting out as something mild, cough, a sore throat, and progressively increasing in severity until ultimately ending in something called acute respiratory distress syndrome, or ARDS. This is the paradigm that every hospital in the country is working under. This is the disease, ARDS, that every hospital is preparing to treat. And this is the disease, ARDS, for which in the next 2 to 6 weeks, 100,000 Americans might be put on a ventilator. And yet, everything I have seen in the last 9 days, all the things that just don't make sense, the patients I'm seeing in front of me, the lungs I'm trying to improve, have led me to believe that COVID-19 is not this disease, and that we are operating under a medical paradigm that is untrue. In short, I believe we are treating the wrong disease, and I fear that this misguided treatment will lead to a tremendous amount of harm to a great number of people in a very short time.
This doctor is telling you that he went to the ward where he is treating the coronavirus patient. He went there. He is telling you now that what he has seen, what he saw, that what he saw is something that he cannot explain. What coronavirus is something that he cannot explain, that he was expecting to be treating some viruses that will affect lungs and all that, but it turned out to be something totally different. Like the people are not even responding to treatment. Listen to him.
As New York City appears to be about 10 days ahead of the country, I feel compelled to get this information out. COVID-19 lung disease, as far as I can see, is not a pneumonia and should not be treated as one. Rather, it appears as if some kind of viral-induced disease, most resembling high-altitude sickness. It is as if tens of thousands of my fellow New Yorkers are on a plane at 30,000 feet and the cabin pressure is slowly being let out. These patients are slowly being starved of oxygen. I have seen patients dependent on oxygen take off their oxygen and quickly progress through a state of anxiety and emotional distress and eventually get blue in the face. And while they look like patients absolutely on the brink of death, they do not look like patients dying of pneumonia. I have never been a mountain climber, and I do not know the conditions at base camp below the highest peaks in the world. But I suspect that the patients I'm seeing in front of me look most like as if a person was dropped off on the top of Mount Everest without time to acclimate. I don't know the...
He said that the patient that he's treating, like looking at, looks like people who have fallen down from Mount Everest. Do you know what that means? That is the real coronavirus patient. The real coronavirus, this man from New York, this doctor is telling you that the patient he was attending to, that they all look like people who have fallen down from Mount Everest.
Final answer of this disease, but I'm quite sure that a ventilator is not it.
He is telling you that even ventilator cannot even help. Ventilator don't even help.
That is not to say that we don't need ventilators.
But of course, that is not to say that they don't need the ventilator. But ventilator don't even help.
Absolutely need them. They are the only way at this time that we're able to give a little more oxygen to patients who need it. But when we treat people with ARDS, we typically use ventilators to treat what's called respiratory failure. That is, we use the ventilator to do the work that the patient's muscles can no longer do because they're too tired to do it. These patients' muscles work fine. I fear that if we're...
He said that the patient muscles work very fine. And he's telling you that, why do you need ventilator? You need ventilator to treat patients that their muscles are no longer like functional, that they will be able to carry out the respiratory organ and all that. But in this case of coronavirus, that the patient muscles are full of energy. But then something very strange is going on in their body.
Using a false paradigm to treat a new disease, that the method that we program the ventilator, one based on a notion of respiratory failure as opposed to oxygen failure, that this method, and there are a great many number of methods we can use with the ventilator, but this method being widely adopted at this very moment in every hospital in the country, which aims to increase pressure on the lungs in order to open them up, is actually doing more harm than good. And that the pressure we are providing to lungs, we may be providing to lungs that cannot stand it, that cannot take it, and that the ARDS that we are seeing, that the whole world is seeing, may be nothing more than lung injury caused by the ventilator. Now, I don't know the final answer to this disease. I do sense that we will have to use ventilators. We will have to use a great many number of ventilators, and we need a great many number of ventilators, but I sense that we can use them in a much safer way. In a much safer method. That safer method challenges long-held dogmatic beliefs within the medical community and among lung specialists, which will not be easy to overcome. But I really believe that they must be overcome. There are hundreds of thousands of lungs in this country at risk, and the time to overcome them is now. I am confident that if those of us that work bedside with these patients, those of us who are witnessing the things that we have never seen before, despite the many years we have worked and the thousands of patients and diseases we have seen, if we can effectively communicate this to all those that are so important but who are not bedside, the researchers, the administrators, those who procure our resources and make our protocols, the politicians, our own governments, If we are able to convince them that this is a disease that is different than anything we have ever seen, I am confident that an answer can be found, that effective treatments can be discovered, and that a plan to disseminate that treatment can be rapidly deployed, and that tens of thousands and probably hundreds of thousands of lives and lungs will be protected. The time for this is now. We are staring into a future in which a great many of our fellow Americans are going to suffer, not to mention people all around the world. For those who will not suffer directly from this disease, from the terrible human cost of this disease, for those who will not lose a family member or a friend, and there will be a great many number of people who will lose those close to them. But for those who don't, they are still going to suffer from the great economic cost of COVID-19. We are all involved in this future. So I urge you, for those of us, if you are out there, for those who work bedside, I urge you to speak up.
Now, did you hear that? You listening to that? Now, I want to show you the COVID-19 Nigeria patients. I want to show you. First of all, here is the COVID-19 in Nigeria.
He's feeling good. Tell them how you're feeling.
I'm feeling good. I've been treated now here.
Nice.
The leader of the government are really trying.
Nice. He's supplying us with it.
Did you see the enjoyment? Did you see the enjoyment? The people they used to loot money, did you see them? Malaria. Like somebody, Obasanjo said malaria. Yes, it is typhoid malaria they are treating. Once they test you, the Minister of Health in Nigeria say that the Minister of Health said that in Nigeria they are testing for temperature. Temperature is typhoid fever. Temperature is malaria. So once they test temperature and you have high temperature, they will bundle you that you have COVID-19, and they will go and eat millions on your head, and they will send you home. After, the people you see here, they are hunting for people. Nigeria, they are hunting for people. It is business. And every state, each state now, it is business now in each state. Every governor want to have patients so that the money will be disbursed and shared to them. So the governors, the criminals in Nigeria call themselves governors. They are hunting for people with fever. They are hunting for people with temperature. They are sending task force to go and hunt people. It is not hunting now for animal. They are hunting for human being. Once you go and hunt, you capture any person that have high fever, bring them to isolation center 14 days. Every day, thousands and thousands of naira are going on their head. And these people don't even know it. This one, does this person look like somebody that have COVID-19 from what the video I have showed you previously?
R&B, hip-hop, Afrobeats.
They are enjoying hip-hop. They are, according to this, they are enjoying hip-hop and Afrobeat.
This is our imam. He's the official imam in our world.
These are COVID-19.
This young man here has been very quiet since I've been here. How are you feeling? You feeling okay? Good. You alright, sir?
Now, I want you to pay attention to this Arab guy. This Arab guy here. I want you to pay attention to what this Arab guy is going to say. I want you to pay attention to what this Arab guy is going to say. You see the person making that video. That person don't even have mask. The person videoing this thing don't have mask at all. He don't have mask. And of course, because he knows there is nobody having corona in that place. So they are the people who put them there. He knows. And that is why he can go there without mask. Listen to what this Arab guy is going to tell him now. Because, of course, these people, what do they know? They tell you have corona. Do you see what they are eating? Bread, tea. Look at what is there. Bread. This is a hospital. bread and tea. Now, listen to what this Arab guy is going to tell the person videoing that thing. He tell him, you don't have a mask. Of course, they are the Mugu. The people who are bringing them there know that there is nothing like coronavirus in their body. Now, watch.
You're suffering.
I'm perfect.
You're perfect. Yeah. Oh, cool.
You hear that? The guy is telling him that he is perfect. He said, this Arab guy tell the cameraman that he is perfect. And the guy say, you perfect? Okay, good. And there are the people that when they discharge them tomorrow, they will come on national television to say they have discharged 5 people, they have cured 5 coronavirus patients, and they have discharged them. Now, listen to what this guy is going to tell him.
Cool, good to hear that.
Wear mask, please. Why without mask?
You see? You see? He said, why you don't have mask? He asked him why you don't have mask. And what he did is to tell him thank you. He said, why you don't have mask? So, of course, he know that he has been caught. Instead of explaining to him why he feel that he don't need mask inside the isolation center where corona patients are. Instead of him to explain why he don't have mask, he tell the guy, thank you. Now, watch it again.
Wear mask, please. Why without mask?
You're perfect. Yeah. Oh, cool. Good to hear that.
Wear mask, please. Why without mask?
Thank you.
You see? He said, where is your mask? He said, where is your mask? He said, thank you. And he left. That is the criminals. This is the fraud. This is the fraud that is going on in Nigeria. Like we are saying, by the time the original corona will surface in Nigeria, it will not come to Biafra. And that is why we are telling you people, don't accept any vaccine. And it is the responsibility of everybody, not just us. Because everybody in Biafra land doesn't watch this video. So it is you that is watching now. We make sure that this message is spread all over Biafra. To all over Biafra, to all Biafran people living in Nigeria. Anywhere you are in Nigeria, don't accept vaccine. Because accepting that vaccine, you have accepted coronavirus. And it is not only when you accept the vaccine, because once the coronavirus is in your system, you can transfer it to somebody else. So it is time you begin to make sure you wash your hand, protect yourself, don't maintain the social distancing, and for those who will be receiving the vaccine and want to transmit it or transmit this thing to you, you have to avoid people that are not your family members from now on. But don't take vaccine. You see what is going on here? These are only malaria patients. These are only typhoid fevers, and they are treating them as coronavirus. And billions of dollars are going.
Cool. Good to hear that.
Wear mask, please. Why without mask?
Thank you. Are you okay, sir?
Yeah, fine.
You're
You
fine.
see?
Good.
Did you notice that everybody that they are asking, are you okay? Nobody have said, I am not fine. Nobody have said, I am having pain, pneumonia. Nobody have said anything other than, I am fine, I am fine. From A to Z, I am fine, I am fine. Watch it.
Dr. Henry, you didn't bring my own test kit, oh? Okay, no problem. Thank you. That's our incoming governor. Our incoming governor. Thank you very much.
No problem. That is the sign of leadership. Have you?
Thank you. What are we having for dinner today? But you people are late tonight, too.
Are you seeing
This is dinner.
Are you seeing their food? Are you seeing the billions? Are you seeing the billions of, you only see the food? What they do is, of course, this food now, one plate like this, it will be 10,000. Each plate they serve, 10,000 naira. Each plate they serve, 10,000. This is what, if you see how much they have embezzled for this coronavirus, when corona have not come to Nigeria, you will shed tears.
I still have my breakfast from this morning, which I didn't particularly fancy.
Look at the drug. Look at the drug they are giving to corona patients. Look at the drug. Look at the drug they are giving to corona patients. Look at the drugs from chemists. They are giving corona patients. Look, this is the drug they are giving them. Malaria drug. You can go to chemist and mix. This is what they are giving them. No ventilator, no nothing. Nobody is having cough. Nobody is having breathing problem. Nobody is having any mask that you are not breathing. Look at the drugs they are giving them. Okay, are you seeing the game there? Are you seeing what is going on? They are killing mosquito. Corona patients are killing mosquito. They are putting shelters on mosquito. They are killing mosquito. They are killing mosquito. Now, anybody who knows government of Benue State should tell them to release this woman.
Hello, everyone. This is Susan Idoko.
This video you are about to watch now is another scam. This woman has been taken forcefully to quarantine for coronavirus. She has spent 16 days. They refused to release her. She spent 16 days. They want to force her to take medication for coronavirus. She's not sick. Now she is crying out. And I will help her cry. I will help her air this cry for the entire world to see. She is not sick, and she has been counted among those who have coronavirus in Nigeria. Now, listen to him, to her.
Hello, everyone. This is Susan Idoko Okbeni Lawani. I am pleading with everybody to please tell Nigerian government to let me go.
She is pleasing with everybody to please tell Nigeria government to let her go. And today, Simon Ekpa is telling Nigeria government, let this woman go. She is not corona patient. She don't have coronavirus. I am pleading on her behalf, Nigeria government, and on the behalf of all those who have been unjustly detained to be used as a scam and fraud, to defraud Nigeria, to defraud the natural resources that is coming from Biafra land. I am asking today, Nigeria fraud government, Nigeria terrorist government, allow this woman in Benue State, allow her to go and join her family. She is not corona patient, just like every other persons that I have shown their videos here. Nobody has been confirmed to have coronavirus. You people are looting Nigeria dry because you know Nigeria is dividing. Because you know that Nigeria will break up. Because you know the disintegration of Nigeria is coming fast. And you people are looting Nigeria to liquidating Nigeria with impunity. Please, share this video. Allow this woman to go and meet her family. She is not sick.
This is my 16th day of incarceration. What have I done? What have I done? Benue State lied on me that I have COVID-19. I just got the result yesterday. After 15 days, I just got the result yesterday. And the result is a stage play with different dates, birthdays.
Did you hear that? Different date of birth. They even scam her date of birth. They forged, you know, the government of the Fulanese, the forgery. Everything is scam. Everything about Nigeria is fraud. Now they don't want to let her go. They say you must have corona. You must be a corona patient. The test came. She's not carrying coronavirus. Even upon that, the date of birth, they manipulated her date of birth and made a lot of things. And they tell her you must be taking the drugs. Because they have documented her among the people that they will discharge after a certain time. And they will come to National News Daily to say, corona patient cured in Benue State. And her name will be among them. This fraud has been going on. Like we have been saying, corona has not entered Nigeria. You see these Chinese people that entered, they are the ones that bring corona. And you see when Bill Gates' wife say, dead body will start lying on the street in Africa. But we will prove them wrong in Biafra land because we will tell them, except those who have decided not to listen. You see, the flies that doesn't listen will follow the corpse to the grave. Those that call themselves flies in Biafra land that doesn't listen to us will be the victim of this. Listen to her.
Different recordings which they themselves know and try to put right. That's left to them. But please, I want to beg Nigerians. I want to beg Nigerians to also beg President Buhari or Shibanjo, the health minister Osage, and whoever is in charge to please let me go out of this place. I am tired. I am fed up. I am exhausted. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know why they're keeping me. That they want to treat me. Treat me for what? What are they treating me for?
Does this woman sound like somebody who is even having typhoid? Does this woman sound like somebody who is even having headache? She's not having headache. And she has spent 16 days against the 14 days globally. That is globally approved. 14 days. She has spent 16 days. They say, you must have corona. You must have corona. Drink the medicine. You must have corona. Nigeria government.
I am not sick. They have seen the result that they lied about, and they are not letting me go. They want to trick me because I don't even trust Nigerians. I don't trust anybody. If you've been lied against, if results have been fortified, how do you trust anybody to treat you with anything?
You see, of course, they have lied, they have manipulated her date of birth, they have lied that she has coronavirus. The result came out, she didn't have the coronavirus. Everything in the result was wrong. Wrong date of birth, wrong this, wrong that. And how can she now trust this kind of people that have lied and manipulated her date of birth and manipulated the result? And even upon all the manipulation, it did not show that she have coronavirus. They still want her to stay there and take medication because they want her name to be recorded as those that have been cured. Like you are seeing, you are reading it every day. They want this person to be among those that have been cured. And she is not sick. How can she now trust the medication and the drugs they are giving to her?
Do I just sit down and start taking medicine? Please, Nigerians.
You see, this is where I said revolution must come to Nigeria because very soon they will start going from door to door. And once you have fever, they bundle you. So it is time everybody begin to prepare. Anybody that comes to you and tell you you have corona and to bundle you, you fight back. Fight with everything you have. If it is biting them, bite them. You know, When you don't have anything, any weapon to fight, you use your teeth and bite. Bite the person. Any place you bite, make sure you bite with all your strength and power. Bite the person. If it is ear, make sure the ear falls off. If it is hand, you make sure you bite that, like bite it and do like this. That is, it has come to that level. How can Nigeria government be doing this? If they, because I'm telling you now, it will come to the extent that they will come into your street and start making you temperature. They will say, follow, enter police car, because they will be coming with police. I am telling you now ahead of time. If it begin to happen like that in Nigeria, you see that thing that is going in China, that they are doing in China, then Nigeria will copy it. You see that house to house the Chinese are doing against Africans, against Nigerians, that you see happening in China, they are going to copy it in Nigeria. That is what, those kind of things are the things Nigeria is good in copying. They are going to copy it and they'll be going house to house. But I'm telling you now, if that kind of thing start, that they start going to house from your street, if they come to you, tell them you are not going anywhere. If they want to force you, any place your teeth get to, because a lot of you may not get a machete or anything, because they will come with police and weapon. Any place your teeth get to, if it is hand, just grab it and give a very correct bite. Bite the hand of that person until something, skin falls off of the hand. Any place you can, if it is ear, make sure you don't spare that person. Let the ear fall from the head, because this time around, it is the matter of death, life and death. If you go and you may never come back normal again. You may never come back normal. It is time you apply everything that you have to protect the life of yourself and your family. And it is self-defense. If they come and tell you, you must follow them. Resist. If they want to force you, grab any part of the body and bite the person.
As you can see, I'm recording from where I'm incarcerated. This is my 16th day. Please beg the minister, beg the president, or whoever is concerned to get me out of this place.
Now I will play it once more without interruption.
Hello everyone. This is Susan Idoko Okbeni Lawani. I am pleading with everybody to please tell Nigerian government to let me go. This is my 16th day of incarceration. What have I done? What have I done? Benue State lied on me that I have COVID-19. I just got the result yesterday. After 15 days, I just got the result yesterday. And the result is a stage play with different dates, birthdays, different recordings, which they themselves know and try to put right. That's left to them. But please, I want to beg Nigerians. I want to beg Nigerians to also beg President Buhari or Shibanjo, the health minister Osage, and whoever is in charge to please let me go out of this place. I am tired. I am fed up. I am exhausted. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know why they're keeping me. That they want to treat me. Treat me for what? What are they treating me for? I am not sick. They have seen the result that they lied about, and they are not letting me go. They want to treat me because I don't even trust Nigerians. I don't trust anybody. If you've been lied against, if results have been fortified, how do you trust anybody to treat you with anything? Do I just sit down and start taking medicine? Please, Nigerians, as you can see, I'm recording from where I'm incarcerated. This is my 16th day. Please beg the minister, beg the president or whoever is concerned to get me out of this place.
Now, Boko Haram is not lucrative anymore because Chad government is ending Boko Haram. So this is a new business. And as I'm talking to you now, thousands and hundreds of thousands of Nigeria. Nobody knows how many they have captured now. But I'm telling you, thousands of Nigeria are going through this thing this lady is going through. But not everybody have the voice to speak out. A lot of people are being held against their will unjustly, just like this woman. But not all of them have that will to come public and do this kind of thing. So, if you allow yourself to be taken by police, because they will be coming with police and this civil defense or whatever, they will be coming with them. If you allow them to take you, you will end up like this woman. You will end up like this lady. You will end up like this lady. And it is now the responsibility of all Nigerians to rise up and resist this fraud that is going on in Nigeria. Because Boko Haram business is ending very soon. Now, I told you the other day, when there is a news that Brutai is now relocating to the northeast, I told you that it has come, he's going there to regroup Boko Haram members. You people think I am lying. You people think that we are just talking. Brutai is now in the northeast to regroup Boko Haram members. Now, I want you to read this. Brutai, we have new plans to defeat Boko Haram, but can't make it public. And this was on the 6th of April. Brutai said that they have new plan to defeat Boko Haram, but they don't want to make the plan public. Now, after saying this, after saying that they have new plan, there is something I want to show you. After saying that they have new plan to defeat Boko Haram, he relocated to the northeast. And today, 13th of April, 2020, look at the news from Nigeria military. Fleeing terrorist influx in Borno from Chad raises concern. After how many days of Brutai relocating to the northeast, Borno people are raising. Remember that upon all this fight on Boko Haram, nobody has never ever raised alarm that the Boko Haram influx now raises concern until now that Chad started killing them. Until Brutai relocated to the northeast. And I told you, he has gone to northeast to regroup them. And now Boko Haram are running away from Chad. And they are coming to Nigeria, where Brutai relocated to. Does that tell you anything? It is here in the news. Read it. How can Boko Haram, upon hearing that Brutai relocated to the northeast, they decided to now influx Borno State in their number to the extent that the citizens of Borno State are now raising alarm. Now, there are concerns among residents and political leaders in Borno State following the influx of displaced Boko Haram insurgents and members of the Islamic State of West Africa, ISWAP, into the state after they were attacked in Chad and chased away by Chadian troops. Now, this day gathered that following the onslaught by the Chadian forces, the terrorists have returned to their former stronghold in Sambisa Forest and Alargano in Borno State. Some of the residents confirmed to this day that the insurgents who were displaced by Chadian soldiers led by the president, Mr. Idris Deby, from Ireland in the Lake Chad, have taken position in part of northern Borno from where they were earlier pushed back by the Nigerian soldier. Now, they started displaying their weapon, the Nigerian army and Burutai, they started displaying weapon. How can Boko Haram, upon hearing that Burutai have relocated to northeast, they are now coming in numbers to Borno State? Does that say anything to you? It says that, they know that their strong man representing them in Nigeria army are back. And what Burutai come to do there now is to capture them and recruit them into Nigerian military. That is why the Chadian president was warning. That he was warning their soldier, don't allow Nigerian military to free any Boko Haram member. He was telling their soldier. And he was calling Nigerians to come, Nigerian military to come and take over the territory that are controlled by Boko Haram members. Continue reading. It was gathered that after the insurgents has reportedly killed 92 Chadian soldiers, Deby led the troop in a counter-attack that took the war to the enclave of Boko Haram and inflicted maximum damage on its fighters, forcing them to scatter, with many of them relocating to northern Borno. Boko Haram leader Abubakar Sheku, however, appealed to his fighters not to be deterred by the onslaught against them by Chadian troop. You see, for the first time, Boko Haram leader is now appealing to its fighters not to be deterred by this damage that Chad military has done on them. Nigeria military has never done anything because they are sabotaging them from Burutai. Burutai are giving the information to Boko Haram when to ambush, when to attack, and they have always recorded success. Even Burutai questioned the attack by Chad. So, I have made it clear, and I am putting it to you today, that the relocation of Burutai to northern Nigeria will bring another upsurge in insurgency. Will bring another upsurge in Boko Haram attack. And I will tell you, mark today's date, I will tell you when it will start happening. He is going there now to regroup Boko Haram, and he will regroup them, and he will empower them and arm them, because that is the business they are doing. Just like the health ministers and all this NDCD or whatever they are called are doing their own business now. Like you can see, they are not releasing this lady. So here I bring to today's live broadcast to an end. Thank you for watching. Share this video. Let it go to every person in Yoruba land. Let it go to every person in Biafra land. Let it be known that we are not accepting any vaccine. Don't accept anybody coming to take you from your home. Fight till the end. By the time 2-3 persons fight in one street, they will never near that street. At least you have saved life of others. By the time 10 people fight in one city, when they hear that you go there and they fight you, you go there, they fight, don't go out, you will see they will stop. You see, no corona. When you go to that place, that is where you will get the corona. Because now corona just entered Nigeria. And they want to be transmitting that corona into you. So don't accept that. Thank you for staying this long. And evening to everyone. Those of you who have watched me this evening, I want to acknowledge one person who complains so bitterly. And his name is Charles Uchenna Okpai. Charles Uchenna Okpai, if you hear this, your name today, thank you for watching me. I have never mentioned your name, and now I'm mentioning your name. Jocelyn Noah, if you are watching, thank you for always watching. Cletus Daniel, Okafo Ikenna, Million Chidi Obase, Michael Olufemi Agbutuyi, thank you. Emmanuel Akabweze, thank you for joining me, for being with me this time and watching till the end. Daniel Igwe, Evangeline Iheme, Oko Henry Madukwe, Oke Sunday, this awareness for Biafra freedom is something that is taking a different dimension immediately after this coronavirus pandemic. It is going to, by now, we think what we had before is that the plan is that by this April, something would have been going on globally and locally about the disintegration and freedom of Biafra. But the coronavirus has come. We will deal with it that way and hang on until after this coronavirus pandemic. The agitation will take a different dimension, and those who do not believe will believe by then. Those of you who do not believe, who rather want to die in the hand of Fulanis, you know, most of you will be shamefully coming back to Biafra, coming back to join agitators, and because that the only hope, the only solution, you see all the things that I have analyzed today, all the videos and evidences that I have provided to you today, the only thing that will bring to an end to all this is Nigeria disintegration. When Nigeria disintegrates, you will have smart people from Yorubas ruling Oduduwa Republic. You will have competent people from Biafra land ruling Biafra Republic. That is how it is. You can imagine if you listened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu yesterday, yesterday broadcast, somebody who is a member, or who was a member, because I don't think he's a member anymore, who was a member of IPOB, went and committed robbery. He participated in robbery in Delta State, and you watch what Nnamdi Kanu did yesterday. He disowned that person, and that person can never be part of Biafra agitators, because we are not going to condone any evil. We are not going to condone crime in Biafra land. This Biafra will be the beginning of civilization in Africa. The Biafra will be the beginning of civilization. There will be no crime. Even if there is crime, it will not. You see, Biafra, we will start by what we call credit data system. Every person in Biafra land will be documented, and it will be documented, and Biafra will be built to the extent that if you commit crime now, if there is somebody rob you somewhere, it will not take police. It will not take Biafra police 20 hours to get the person, to get the criminals. In fact, Biafra will be so, the system of Biafra will be so good that you will be so occupied. You will not have the crime is by when you are not employed, when you have when you don't when there are no, the government is not providing a conducive environment for you to start business and encourage you to go into business and stuff like that, or have a job. That is what bring crime. In Biafra, everybody will be engaged. You will be busy in Biafra because we know how to create jobs. And that is what is lacking in Nigeria. Not only in Nigeria, that is what is lacking in most countries. We create jobs. Biafrans create jobs. And we are going to lead by example in Biafra. Biafra will be the beginning of civilization in Africa because there will be no unemployment. That will be creating jobs. These jobs that Nigeria government cannot create. You see, in Biafra, people will be applied, the job will be surplus. Job will be surplus in Biafra because Biafrans create jobs. And John Chukwu, thank you for watching me. Yvonne Aibe, thank you for watching me. Lillian Okon, thank you for watching me. Tony Black, my own Tony, thank you for watching me today, for staying this long. Alpha Uchichi, thank you. Princess Duru, Emmanuel Nnaji, Don Oxten, thank you for watching me. Nikki, thank you. Loretta Iwesi, thank you for watching and staying all this while. Evangeline Iheme, I see you. Onyama Matthew LG, thank you. Ike Chukwu Williams Ifani, thank you. Omologbe, thank you. Atoni Nnamdi Atwegu, thank you for watching me. Mag CCG, thank you. Ugochukwu, thank you. Ogechi Amanze, thank you. Patricia Okoro, thank you for staying this late and staying until the end of program. Okay, Sunday Joshua, Ato O, Abude, thank you. Ordinaka Biafra Udo, thank you. Yes, there will be no criminal activity in Biafra land. Mayomi Fumilayo Adebare, thank you. My sister from Yoruba land. Peter Ezekwe, thank you. Aka Kem Pascal, thank you. Call John Nazareth Chinaza, thank you. Una Maka Chisom Onyinye Victoria Ugo Ndo, thank you. Colonel Ernest Magdalene C. Blake, thank you for watching this program until the end. I have to call it a day. See you tomorrow. Remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu broadcast is on the 15th of April 2020. Remember to tag your friends. The broadcast will be aired on my page as well. Make sure you watch Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on Wednesday on the 20th, on the 15th of April 2020. The live broadcast will be aired here. We want that live broadcast to be shared on all Biafra agitator pages, irrespective of whether it is for IPOB or whether it is for Mossab or whether it is for IBM. So long as you are fighting for Biafra and your group are for Biafra, we want to see you hosting that live broadcast on Wednesday. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. Bye.